Tap that subscribe button and keep it locked here to Secrets to a Free Mind show with your host, Melanie Parker, powered by Quality Girl. In this episode, I'm talking one-on-one with you on the secret scent of a leader. This is your host, Melanie Parker. Keep it locked. Welcome back. I'm Melanie Parker, founder of Quality Girl and your host of Secrets to a Free Mind show, where we help you free your mind, move forward in life. Shout out to Mike Horn at Mike Life Poetry on Twitter for co-designing the cover art and composing the beats. In addition to listening to this podcast, be sure to tap the thumbs up icon, subscribe button, and bell icon to love us, follow us, and receive clips via Twitter on episodes. Hey, you can read my accolades at your leisure. But today, it's just you and me. I'm going to empower you who have strong unctions that you're leaders, or those of you who need to refresh your leadership skills on how to set the bar across the board, from the boardroom to the family room to the prayer room to the playroom. I want you to wear that royal armor, which is designed just for you, made of high standards as your foundation. Hey, guess what? I want you to keep in mind throughout this discussion, it's going to be somewhat interactive, though it's a recording. You're going to be able to make comments and win prizes. So keep in mind, whenever you hear me say move throughout this discussion, I want you to immediately type in the comment section forward, and then type your name, your residence, and one God-given gift. Just as if you're speaking to a group, project your voice through your comments. Write it with enthusiasm and confidence. Remember, confidence is contagious. So let's share it. Okay, are you ready? Are you really ready? Are you really ready? Okay, let's get started. When you think about the word leader, which word comes to mind? Really think about that. If you want to make a note to yourself, think about some words. Envision some words that come to mind. I know sometimes we may think of intelligence. We may think of security, confidence, brave, prosperous, grateful, resilient, talented, worthy, assertive. Think of some words. Envision yourself projecting those energies out to the world. So think about that for a moment. Make a note of that. Because people should smell you coming a mile away, because you exude that secret scent of a leader. So today, let's discuss the 7 ingredients, but not limited to, that make up the secret scent of a leader. Let's get started. Another reminder, when you hear me say move throughout this discussion, type immediately in the comment section forward. Click enter, and then type your name, your residence, and one God-given gift, because you're going to win prizes for those who answer first. So let's have some fun. Okay, number 1, vision. Have vision. It's so good to still be a kid at heart. Visualize, conceptualize so that you can actualize. Have vision. You know, the good book, the Bible, in Habakkuk 2:2, it reads, write the vision and make it plain. Simple as that. And I know in some arenas you may hear, don't write anything down or you won't get caught. But for your goals, write the vision. Create a goal poster, goal board, track, set a task, a date, and so you can check it off as you accomplish those tasks. So it is important to have vision. Number 2, security/confidence. Security/confidence. Identify your God-given gifts and talents. Own them. Find resources. Find personality tests Take those tests. There, you can find many of those via Google. Or you can ask those who are close to you, who have your best interest at heart, not necessarily close to you, but who you know who have your best interest at heart, who see your gifts and talents. Because sometimes we operate so naturally in them, we don't recognize them. So those are some ways to help you to identify your God-given gifts and talents. Then foster and maintain your confidence level. Make self-declarations daily, whether in the mornings, during your devotional time, when you're on break at work, go slip into the bathroom. When you're feeling a little friction, a little fear about a step or a goal or a task that you have to do at work or whatever you're doing, at that moment, make a self-declaration, proclaim something positive. Use a scripture or a motivational word that will declare you are the beast at what you do. Push past fear and execute that plan. We all can feel fear. That's a feeling, but that doesn't have to drive the goal. Then you're fortified. You'll feel the strength that comes to you, that strength from His glory. So it strengthens, it's creating a depth in you, because that fear actually is your friend. As long as you don't let it overcome you, it's there as a tool for you to overcome it. So use fear when it comes. Okay, that means something. Okay, we're about to do some big things. So when that fear comes, that's trying to trip me up. So what I need to do right now is to speak past this fear and move forward, and then creates an authority in that area. So use that fear as a tool. Do not compete with others. There's times to compete, whether in games and sports. There is healthy competition, but there's also unhealthy competition. And I think sometimes we could hear growing up, or sometimes even in the classroom, when people say things ignorantly and not understanding. When you create that competition in children, or even in the workplace, it can be unhealthy, because you're keeping people to look to the left or to the right. They're not looking forward. And that's what trips them up, because you're trying to be the best you can be, which no one else can do that. You're going to be so much farther than you can ever imagine. So get rid of that competing with others. Give yourselves and others room to grow and make mistakes. Now, we're not going to use it as a cop-out, but if you made a mistake with a goal, or missed a mark in your goals, just use it as a learning point. Also, give yourselves room to make changes to your goals, or maybe the plan. Sometimes we can move so forward in a plan or a goal, and it's not really in our hearts. It could be just, oh, this is what people think I should do, or this is what sounds good. But you're not going to be able to bring that thing to full circle if it's not in you, in your heart, in your spirit. Number 3, resilience. Resilience. Bounce forward, not back. Give yourself space to rest, refresh and rebuild, and move. Give yourselves room to change your plans and goals, which we talked about that earlier. President Obama said, "The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on." I love that quote. I love that quote. And Sir Winston Churchill said, "Success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm." I love that, because we can miss the mark, or we can fail. That sometimes that's a growing area to see where you should be doing it or how to perfect it. But that's a tool as well to be able to overcome and be more powerful in that thing. Don't lose your enthusiasm. Don't lose your enthusiasm. 4, integrity. Don't operate by hidden motives. God, I hate that. Hidden agendas. Stay true to your word. However, don't hold yourselves or others to unrealistic standards, things that it's impossible to do. I mean, don't cop out, and don't give people the opportunity to cop out or enabling them to cop out. However, stay true to your word. People know the difference when this is your MO, that you don't keep your word, or things happen that's something you couldn't help. That's a difference. Stay true to your word. Follow up and follow through. Planning something, especially with people, follow up and follow through, or at least let people know, let your team know that, okay, I'm going to need to reschedule. I'm changing the date. Just don't leave people hanging. There are emergencies, yeah, but being accountable as well as responsible for following up and following through. Warren Buffett said it best. You're looking for 3 things generally in a person: intelligence, energy, and integrity. And if they don't have the last one, don't even bother with the first 2. And I love it. Number 5, influence. There's a difference between being influential and being manipulative. When we are influential, be an instinctive and effective communicator. That doesn't mean just structure sentences, but also listening, also being considerate of your body language when you're listening to people. Be relatable and considerate of others. Be a builder, not a crusher. Encourage people for their benefit, not out of hidden motives. People want to follow you when you're influential. You don't have to beat them over the head. You don't have to make them. You don't have to sue people to get them to follow. They want to follow a good leader. Versus manipulation. When you manipulate people, you're playing mind games for selfish gain. You're creating hostile environments around people by whom you're threatened. Because most of the time, when people need to create a hostile environment around you to get you thrown out of a group, other people to go against you, is because they're threatened by you. So as a leader, we have to understand we cannot wear hearts on our sleeves. We have to know that there's going to be mad persecution. The more you go up in the spirit or in the natural in leadership, there's going to be more persecution. You got to be ready. You got to be ready for your antagonists, because they are going to be there. And it could be in family, it could be with your squad, or in the workplace, or definitely in personal relationships that want that person to want them and to love them. They'll try everything they can to throw you under the bus. That's manipulation. Give to get. That's a barter mentality. Say, if I do this for this person, then they'll be able to have my back. If I do this for you, you do this for me. Remember when I did that for you? That's a bartering mentality. That's no good. That's manipulation. Or deceiving or bullying people to follow you. So this is the opposite of being influential. We don't want that. Remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens and influences another through discussion. That's in Proverbs 27:17. And I will read from the Amplified version. Number 6, be a positive exhorter. Be happy for other people. A lot of times people can be one-sided. They want you to help and be happy for them, but they can't be happy for you. Be happy for others. Because also what you make happen for other people, God will make happen for you. Because it's not taking away from you. They're being the beast at what they do. And they should. And you're being the beast at what you do. And you have no contenders. Leaders build leaders. Do not stand in the way as other people go higher. Don't stand in their way. And move. Lastly, assertiveness. Being assertive. I didn't say aggressive, which is the opposite. And sometimes we think as a leader, as a boss, when you're aggressive, you be able to get to put fire upon the people. That means you're using the break them to make them mentality. So that's the opposite. What we as a leader should be is assertive. Look people in their eyes when you're talking to them. And one thing I usually, when I'm talking to younger groups and adults as well, I revisit the times in slavery. African Americans were not allowed to look the white man in the eyes. And that was a part of emotional abuse in order to break you psychologically, because according to that Willie Lynch letter, which is a whole nother topic, and we can get into that later. But that was the whole thing. They didn't want to break your bodies, which will be their livelihood. Because if you're broken psychologically, your mind tells your body what to do. If you block there, you can't move forward. So I tell children, and sometimes I hate when we do, especially as African Americans, and this can happen in other ethnic groups because of the low to bar mentality, as it were, taught self-hate. And we do this to each other. We'll say, look at her, who they think they are, who they think they are. And we tend to shrink down in order to please other people. And that is, getting back to what we were saying earlier, that is manipulation. That means we are subjecting ourselves to manipulation. And that is not right. Yes, you should. You should have high self-esteem, high self-worth, high self-value. In the Bible, people take this word out of context when it says, don't think yourself no higher than, it says no higher than you ought. It didn't say don't think yourself high, because God has made you fearfully and wonderfully. So he wants you to have high self-esteem, high self-worth, because it's the only way you're going to be able to make moves in this world. It's the only way you'll be able to make moves for the kingdom. So be assertive. Look people in the eyes. Don't intimidate them, but be able to look, if you kind of look away, kind of make it balance and look them in the eye when you're talking. Have that connection. Share ideas. Listen. That's a part of communication. Listen. Be in tune with what they're saying. When I say, that's true, that's not because I'm trying to rush people when I'm talking to them. I'm letting them know I'm still here. I'm still with you. I'm understanding what you're saying. That's a part of communication. Tell people tactfully what you want, especially in the workforce. In the marketplace, tell your boss, especially when those opportunities during a professional development sessions, tell them you want a raise, or tell them definitely you're going to back it up with the work that you do, with the skills you bring to the table, but tell them what you want, because you're not going to ever get what you want until you vocalize that. Now, the opposite of that is aggression, which is projecting negative facial expressions. Now, that's a part of intimidation, a domination, and manipulation. When someone's talking, you rolling your eyes or blowing, making negative facial expressions, trying to shut them down. And then people wonder why they don't want to be around you. And people, what you project, the energy you project out to people, you push people away by the energy you put out. Project negative body language, gossip, make negative comments, indirectly or directly. Give backhanded compliments. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a nice little place. Making little adjectives to compliment them. Oh, that would be nice. But if it was me, I would have on the blue shirt. Just was giving those backhanded compliments. Gaslight people to get what you want. This is considered aggression versus assertiveness. So I hope you gleaned a lot from this discussion today. I had so much fun with you. Remember, I said move in 3 different areas within this discussion. And you were supposed to type in the comment section whether you're on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Twitter, or YouTube. Type in the comment section forward. Click enter. Then type your name, your residence, and God-given gift. Because I'm going to be sending out prizes based on who answered those first. So the prize will be Thinking in Bets, the book, written by Annie Duke. The second winner will receive 1 free session, Talking Stocks for Beginners. And that will be via Zoom, so you don't have to be in person. And the third winner will receive 2 free sessions, Talking Stock for Beginners. So I can't wait to get your comments. We're going to have some fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Join us next week for Fighting for Your Family's Victories, Spiritual Support for Blended Families. All right. Remember, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Peace.